We're going to be talking about the pen tool in Illustrator. This is your demo 2, which goes with exercise 2 for our Illustrator 1 class. The first thing we're going to do is download a file that I've put on D2L for you. So I want you to go find this class in D2L and go to Activities, Assignments. We're going to go past the Project section down to Homework and Exercises. We're going to be looking for E2 pen tool, and here's that JPEG file, exercise 2 shape template. Click on that. It's going to download it for you. I'm going to minimize. I'm going to go to download. So I clicked on Finder. Here's that downloads, and here's that file. I'm going to go to the hard drive or your flash drive, wherever you have the files for this class. Go ahead and click on that. You should have a folder for exercises and E2 pen tool. If you don't have one, make sure you make one. And then you're going to go ahead and drag that working file to that folder. We're going to open Illustrator, create a new document. It's going to be 11 inches wide. Make sure you clicked on inches for your increment, 8.5 high. We just need one artboard, RGB color, and we're going to go ahead and create. We're going to place that file by going to File, Place, and then we're going to go find it. So yours is going to be on your flash drive or your hard drive under Exercises E2, and there's that JPEG file. I'm going to hit Place, and I'm just going to click. So it's going to bring up that file at 100%. So this is the file size that I made it to be. I'm going to open my layers, and I'm going to name that layer template. Oops, let me try that again. And I'm going to click in this space right next to the eyeball, so it's going to lock it down so I can no longer move that. I'm going to create a new layer. Down at the bottom there's an icon here, and I'm going to name that Shapes. Alright, now I'm going to grab the pen tool, and all you're going to be doing is tracing these shapes that I've created for you. These shapes are closed shapes along the top as well as the shapes along the bottom. That means that they're closed. They are joined where these have endpoints that are not joined. They're open shapes. So your closed shapes are actually going to be filled, where the open shapes are just going to be a stroke only and no fill. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab that pen tool from our tools palette, and I want to make sure that I actually just have a stroke set at first so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to set it to any color, and I'm going to click in these corners and just trace that shape. When I get close, it actually gets like a big square, and that means I'm joining those points. And once I join them, I can just switch to a fill, and that shape is done. So I'm going to make sure I'm not selected on that shape anymore. I'm going to make this a stroke again, and I'm going to go back to my swatches and select a different color. And I'm going to do the same thing for this next shape. Now let's say that when I'm creating this shape, I actually don't join those points, and let's say I do something like this. I can join these points with a shortcut of Command J, which means join, so now I've joined them, or if I Command Z, it's going to undo that. You can also go to Object, Path, Join, and it's actually joined those paths now, and if I wanted to clean that up, I'd actually go get the delete anchor point and just delete that extra anchor point that's in there so I get a smoother line. And then I'm going to go ahead and make that a fill only. So these solid shapes should be a fill and no stroke. So same thing, I'm going to continue that same thing with these closed shapes. The open shapes, let me just zoom in a little more. Again, I'm going to get a stroke color that's different than what I just used. You need to use a different color for each one. I'm going to get the pen tool, and I'm just going to trace over these lines that I have here. And I'm going to make that stroke just a little bit bigger, just so we can see it a little better. And I'm going to zoom in here because I can see some of my points could definitely be a little better and closer to those, that template. So I'm just going to make those a little bit better, just move those around a little bit. All right. Command and the minus will zoom out, Command and plus will zoom out. So let's talk about this one here. I'm going to go ahead and get that pen tool, and I'm going to select a different color again. And I'm going to click, hold, you're just basically going around to endpoints until you get here. You're going to click, hold, and drag, and that's going to give you those handlebars. Click, hold, and drag. The least amount of points is really what you want to do. This needs to be one continuous stroke. You're not doing multiple strokes. And if you want to revise it, you can click on that direct select tool and grab those handlebars and just adjust until you get it close to that template that's underneath. Make sure that somewhere in the beginning, once you start working, that you go to File, Save, and that you save this with the correct nomenclature, last name, first initial, underscore, AI1, underscore, E2, pen is fine, or pen tool. Make sure you're putting it in that pen tool folder, and then you're going to go ahead and save. So you're going to continue doing this. We're going to set these strokes to be 5 points so that we can see them a little bit better. You're going to continue in this direction, doing the same kind of thing for all of these. So let me skip to one of these that's a little bit trickier. I'm going to come down here, select, hold, drag, select, hold, drag, select, hold, drag, select, hold, and drag. I'm going to click on this so that way that handlebar goes away. Click, hold, and drag, click, hold, and drag, click, hold, and drag. And of course, I can always go back and make some adjustments if I need to. I'm just looking to see that you can make some clean looking kind of shapes. They don't have to be perfect, but I do want to see some good effort here. So this one would need to be a fill and no stroke, and when I do that I can see that I'm off, so I'm going to go ahead. Right now it's snapping, so if I go to snap to point, right now it feels like it's snapping, but I feel like I went to that, it was off, so that's interesting. Let me zoom in here, and let me try and pull this out a little more. There we go. That's better. Just adjust that a little bit. So get it pretty close. All right, so you're going to continue with this until it's done. You should have 2 layers here. One is a template, it's locked down, and the other one is the shapes that you're building on top. A fill for the closed shapes, no stroke, a stroke for the your shapes, and no fill. And that is going to be it. Until next time.